Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Friday afternoon Meet the Mentors session. This is our third of three this week. I don't know if you've caught the other two, but we've had a lot of fun getting to know the people who are going to be part of our mentorship program for Ecology kicking off in 2024. Applications, the deadline is this coming Wednesday, October 31st. Am I right about that? Tuesday, October 31st. That is our deadline for applications for mentees. I am going to be joined today by four of our wonderful mentors. Would love to know if you are joining us, where you're joining from, if you're interested in the Ecology mentorship program, or maybe you have experience with another mentorship program. I would also love to know about that from you. So let us know on this Friday afternoon if you're busy working, or what is it, working hard or hardly working. My hair and my sweater should tell you I am hardly working, which is always enjoyable on a Friday afternoon. So let me bring in all of my favorite people. Here we go. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. Let's make this look at I'm the producer. I'm in charge of this, so I can make it look however I want. This is amazing. I have all the controls. This is phenomenal. Let's say hi to everyone. Oh, hang on. We've got chatting. Oh, don't be too worried here. The chatting is coming from the first floor of my house. Hello. Hello, Chuckos. We see you. Oh, and also Chuck was on our Wednesday live stream. He wants to see how this is going to stack up to the amazing lineup we had on Wednesday. You know what? He's not wrong. It was an amazing lineup on Wednesday. I like that there's now some kind of competition among all of the mentors. Welcome, everyone. We're going to do introductions. The goal of today really is to just get to know our mentors so that people can see who you are, what kind of strengths you're bringing to the table, all those kinds of fun things. So I'm going to start by asking each of you to introduce yourselves, who you are, where you are. You're welcome to share the company you work for if you like. And I would like to know, we've had a Halloween themed special question this week. I have already asked people about their favorite Halloween candy. I have already asked people what their best Halloween costume was. I would like to know if you have a favorite Halloween themed song. Yeah, it's the harder one of the three. I know. Oh, Sonia's like ready. She's ready. Okay, well, you know what, Sonia, with that nod, I'm excited. You're going first.
Oh, great. Am I doing my introduction or am I jumping straight to my song?
I mean, let's do both.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. Sonia Fiorenza. I am Senior Vice President of Strategy and Enablement at First Up. And I'm coming to you from the central coast of California, halfway between San Francisco and LA, if that helps. And Dead Man's Party, Oingo Boingo. That's my jam.
I like that this was in your mind. Like you immediately knew exactly what you were going to answer. I'm impressed. I'm wildly impressed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, now I need to know of Elisabeth, Arlene, and Pinaki. Do any of you immediately have a favorite Halloween song?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, Pinaki, you're up next. Let's go. Introduce yourself and your favorite song. Pinaki is also our resident Ecology DJ, so he should have a favorite Halloween song.
Yes, I do. Hi, everybody. My name is Pinaki Kathiari. I'm the CEO of Local Wisdom, digital communications agency. I'm in New Jersey here, and my favorite Halloween song is probably "This Is Halloween." So there's the Tim Burton version, and then there's the Marilyn Manson version of it. But when my oldest daughter was young, I remember we like in a car ride like memorized the lyrics of "This Is Halloween" and we're able to sing it.
Is this like when this is Halloween?
Halloween,
That's the song.
Halloween, yeah.
That's a terrible choice, Pinaki, but I respect it.
Right?
That's fine. That's fine. Someone on the other call said that their favorite candy was Tootsie Roll. So you know what? You can't, just because it's your favorite doesn't mean it's accurate. So that's fine. We can carry on from
there.
But I respect that you had a
what's
song.
your Halloween song, Kristen? So I can put it down now.
Everyone likes Thriller, right? Come on.
I was gonna say Thriller. You took my song.
Oh, you can say it. Good. No, okay, I'm surprised two people had favorite Halloween songs that weren't Thriller yet. So
okay.
Go ahead, Arlene. You might as well introduce yourself now.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Arlene Amitirigala, and I am sitting in Richmond Hill, Canada. It's just about 30 minutes north of Toronto, if there's no traffic. And I'm the founder of my own comms consulting business, Truly Arlene Communications. But before that, I had decades of experience in the corporate world. And if you're wondering, because I am based in Canada, but if you're wondering about my accent, yes, I am Jamaican. So you know what? I listened to the Wednesday interview, Kristen, and all the guests were amazing. And I immediately knew what my favorite candy was going to be. So I'll share that anyway.
Okay, go
It's
for it.
Jamaican tamarind balls. Jamaican tamarind balls are the best. Tamarind roll with sugar, absolutely yummy.
They're sweet?
Yes, they're sweet.
Okay, crunchy, chewy?
Chewy.
Okay, I like a good chewy candy. There
So
we go.
nice.
There we go. I've never even heard of that, so that's amazing. I'll take your word for it. Okay, last but not least, Elizabeth, have you thought of a song?
Oh yeah. So
Okay.
the only thing that came to mind was Thriller.
Oh, okay.
But that's also top of mind because I recently learned that the associate pastor at my church was one of the zombies in the Thriller video.
What?
And she is also the hand that comes out of the grave. That is her hand. So like now I feel like I have a connection to that song.
You do.
Like I know somebody that's famous.
I think you're famous by proxy now.
Maybe so.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
it is.
just going to extrapolate this and be like, Elizabeth was an executive producer in the Thriller video. That's amazing.
So anyway, just interesting little trivia that now, on the other side of the coast. I am Elisabeth Wang, and I lead communications, internal and external communications, as well as brand building for Piedmont Healthcare, and I'm based in Atlanta.
So Chuck is putting in the chat Duran Duran music. So I'm going to just let people take that as they want. Now, our friend Russell is also on. Now I'm going to bring this. This is a bit of a bold move here because I don't want anyone to be offended by this, but I'm bringing it up for a reason. Russell's like, look how far we've come. Pastors embracing the occult. Here's what I want to say though. Elizabeth's church is like, every time Elizabeth shares anything about her church, I'm like, is this the coolest church in the United States? Like, there's all kinds of really cool things that happen at Elizabeth's church.
Yeah, it's a fantastic church.
Didn't they do a riding in cars with? That was my favorite one.
So that's my old church.
Oh, there's multiple cool churches apparently.
So I think this is my ability to pick good churches.
Oh, I see. I see where we're bringing it back here. Okay,
That's a skill.
So
I love it. So I'm going to start. I'm actually going to, Elizabeth, you're going to stay on your microphone here because Elisabeth Wang is the original Ecology Mentorship Program brains, because this program would not exist. Yes, round of silent Zoom applause. This program would not exist without Elisabeth having come to me saying, hey, I've got this great idea of mentorship program that we could adapt for a virtual non-workplace environment. Would you be interested in doing it? And I will admit, mentorship program was not on my Ecology bingo card, but thank goodness that she came to me and asked about that. So we've done 2 iterations of it, 2 cohorts of it, in sort of made some changes between the first and second. And now with this 3rd cohort that we're launching, it's a bit of a go big or go home type of cohort. And so there is more formality to it. There's more accountability to it. And I will say there's also more support to it from the Ecology side and from the mentor side as well. So Elisabeth, I would love for you to give people an idea of where this came from, how you've seen it evolve over the last couple of years.
Yeah. So, we used to have a women's affinity group at Piedmont Healthcare. It's kind of grown into something that's much larger than what it initially started out as. But when I came to Piedmont, I joined that group and was the mentoring chair, and we did other types of mentoring. But in that group, I wrote a program for internal mentoring that was for our organization to pair younger professionals with some more seasoned professionals and help with their development, help with retention, help with all of those things in the workplace, navigating a big organization, those kinds of things. As that organization evolved, they sunset the mentoring program, but we had it for 10, 12 years, and was really, I think, was one of the things that I was most proud of that I had done at Piedmont that wasn't a part of my core job. And so partially because I was sad that was going away and thought this really has value, I used kind of the structure in my own life with people who had approached me about mentoring. And I, said, sure, I'll be happy to mentor you, but understand that we're going to have some structure around it. And these are some things that we're going to do. And I kind of already started using it in my professional life, but outside of my workplace. And so then, yeah, it was a conversation with you, Kristen. I was like, wow, I think this may have some application in ecology. What can we do to obviously make it different? It's different when you're talking about a professional organization like this, as opposed to an organization that's located in and around one state. But so I was thrilled that you were even interested in exploring it. And it's been a fun 2 years of seeing how people used it, what they got out of it. We've seen people change jobs and take some big risks and start education programs, like start degree programs. So it's really exciting to see what a mentoring program can mean to individuals and to hear those testimonies. So, and I love what you're doing with it this year. I think Go Big, Go Home is great. And I love it.
I think this is, we are asking more of people and giving more to them. I think the structure was, of all the feedback we received from the last 2 cohorts, overwhelmingly people, like to Elizabeth's point, people have gotten jobs, people have changed jobs, people have moved up in jobs, people have moved countries and kept in touch. It's been really remarkable to see the progress in people. The structure was a key part of it. Now, Pinaki, I know you've been involved in other mentorship programs. I don't know if you have any experience or want to talk about the value of a formal program as opposed to more of a buddy system where you can bounce ideas off of someone.
Yeah, absolutely. So I spent, I think, about 5 years. I've volunteered as a mentor in this organization called Women Unlimited. And that's an organization that runs a program called LEAD. And it's essentially for women who are in this middle management layer, who their organizations see them as like top performers and could use a little bit of help to go into this like leadership role. And so the program is like a 9-month program, and they have like coursework around it. But as part of the program, each cohort team of like 4 or 5 women gets paired up with 2 mentors. And I was first introduced by one of the board of advisors, who was she was a business consultant for me, and she said, I think you'd be really good at this, and I think you'd enjoy it. So first time around, it was such an amazing experience for a few reasons. One, it's like I realized that like for these people I was mentoring, this was one of the first times when you have like almost like a no holds barred relationship. Like, we don't have anything to do with each other. There's no client vendor. There's no coworker. This is just simply a time that you have for us to simply concentrate on you. Which while even in the while I was in the program, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I wish I had this, because in just kind of a buddy system, it's still a little bit like kind of sort of maybe what you feel like. But in a more formal system, it is like, wow, this person is here specifically for me, and I have the opportunity to utilize that. That makes sense.
I think it's an important point about the difference between a mentorship program in your workplace versus in an industry kind of setting, right? And I think that's what's interesting about this is the people who we've paired in the past could be geographically in different locations. They could be different industries. If that's important for people, we've tried to pair in the same industry if they've requested it. But to your point, Pinaki, it's kind of nice to have someone that there's no history, there's no expectations, right? There's none of
You have no
that exists.
obligation.
Right, which is
And I
nice.
think that was key because, like, for me, right, like I've had great relationships with like other women and coworkers that I've worked with in the past, but in this situation, I learned more about what's happening with women in the workplace than I ever did while talking to like friends or other people, and
Yeah,
it was eye opening.
that's been common feedback. Sonia, I'm curious if you've been in either formal or informal mentorship roles in your past, or as a mentee, maybe with someone that you could say you actually got just as much out of it as the other person.
Yes, I actually was perking up when Pinaki said that because I was thinking about, I've never been a part of a formal program. So I'm excited either as a mentee or mentor. So I'm excited about that. But one of the things that I have had lots of people in my career who have sought me out for advice and as a mentor and people that I've worked with. And anytime that I've been in that kind of relationship, I feel I've always gotten more out of it. I don't know about if I would say more out of it than they did, but something out of it and always learned something for myself. And that is one of the rewards personally for doing something like this.
Yeah.
I would say the other reward is the seeing someone have a light bulb or have a success or do something because of what you were doing together. And you're like, wow, I helped them, or I'm so proud of them, or they took that advice. And that also is quite rewarding and fulfilling for me.
100%. That's and like I said, that's been overwhelmingly the feedback we've got from mentors is like, "Oh, I didn't anticipate getting as much out of this program as I did." Because it's inspiring to work with someone in that way. Arlene, I want to ask you about industry and here's why. We've got a very interesting and I think diverse mix of backgrounds in among the mentors in terms of in-house people, different levels of seniority, consultants, agency folks, vendor folks. Like there's a real mix of that. And I'm curious for you if you think there's value in being paired with someone who is in the same industry or on the same career trajectory or the opposite. Maybe there's value in having a difference of background or goals.
That's a great question, Kristen. And I mean, for me, in my case, I've worked in communications for a pretty long time and also at a senior level, but I've worked in so many different industries. I've worked in government, I've worked in not for profit, I've worked in manufacturing, financial sector, in tourism. It's just been so broad, but the skill set and expertise from communications is transferred to each industry equally. So I think it's beneficial to be paired with someone who is in whatever industry it might be. It doesn't matter because the expertise, the experience that you're going to share, all of that, it would be the same no matter what. And sometimes it's kind of refreshing to talk to somebody who is outside of your industry because sometimes you're so narrowly focused and you think, okay, this is really unique to the finance sector or insurance. And then, oh, guess what? You figure out it's the same challenge in government or in manufacturing. So it's kind of nice to go different and not stay within the same industry. That's my view.
Do you
Arlene,
have
can I jump in on that? I love that
please.
thing about. So when people have asked me about my background in the past, I've said I'm a communicator first, and I'm industry agnostic because I just think that the skills for communications just transfer from industry to industry to industry, and sometimes we also do comms therapy, right? Like it's like therapeutic to hear that somebody in another industry faces the exact same problems that you do, and it's not unique just to the industry that you're in. So
That's
I
also
love
true I find of size of organization. I'm like,
that.
The same problems I had in a 30-person organization are the exact same things that people are facing in a 3,000-person organization. So yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm curious for each of you, if
Mhm.
you can share a succinct, like one sentence or a few words of who would be an ideal mentee for you. We
Oh my
all
gosh.
we all want people who are open-minded, right? Obviously, everyone who's applying to this program ideally is looking for growth and maybe some upskilling, things like that. What other traits would be great traits for you to be paired with the right person?
I'll go.
Jump
Okay.
in. Oh.
Someone
Go ahead.
who is new to people leadership,
Okay.
kind of new to a leadership role. Maybe they're being tasked to build a team or to consolidate a team or structure a team. Someone who's struggling with M&A. Those are the three. Those
Okay.
are three characteristics that I think that I would bring particular expertise to working with.
I love it. I love the specifics of it. Okay, Arlene, you were jumping in there too.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, first off, traits for me would be flexible, open, and curious. Second is I'd love to work with a mentee who is balancing multiple priorities, because I've done a lot of that, especially in the corporate side. And thirdly, I love a mentee who loves to read, so that, we can talk about books that we're reading, we can share books and knowledge that way. And I'll gain a lot from it as well. So
You and Elizabeth.
Can I sign up to be Arlene's mentee?
Yeah. I was gonna say, you and Elizabeth have that in common. Yeah. That's
we'll mentee
wonderful.
each other happily, Elizabeth.
We'll do some
Pinaki, what about you?
co-reading with our pairs, Arlene.
Yeah, for me, I think someone who's struggling with leadership and management of a team, someone who is also struggling with the amount of creativity that they could do at work, and how do we do that? And yeah, and someone who's, I guess, just kind of committed in a way to change, and committed to their career, or their personal growth.
Yep.
Those are a few things that pop up to me.
Yep. Sonia, what about you?
I love all of the types of attributes we've talked about from people, right? You want to work with people who are curious and open, and I love working with someone who wants to learn. I think that, so Kristen knows me pretty well, so do Elizabeth and Pinaki. Arlene, we haven't had the pleasure yet, but I'm pretty direct, and I have thick skin. And I think that it's something in the business world that many of us need to learn, is to, how can I be a little bit more direct, or how can I have thick skin? Or I struggle with it because in communications, we tend to be perhaps a little bit emotional, or what did they mean by that? And we can get in our head. So if somebody's struggling with that, I'd love to work with them on how you can navigate that in an organization, and how you can become stronger in that respect. Because while you can be overly direct at times, I've had that feedback before, it's it's not a bad skill to have, and it's something that I think that you need, especially when you're working with a lot of senior leaders, as we have to do in communications.
So I'm going to apply to be Sonia's mentee then.
I love that.
So if you are like me and you take everything too personally, perhaps you would like to apply to be Sonia's mentee.
Yeah. That reminds me of a really great thing. I think as Sonia was speaking, I was thinking about, like, conversations I've had in the past with mentees. What I do love is the crucial conversations. Like, there's a really important conversation, or a meeting, or a presentation happening tomorrow or next week or whatnot. How do we do that? I love that.
Yeah. I think that's been some of the most common conversations I've heard about that our mentees have had with their mentors, is like, I've got a big meeting coming up, or there's been something on my mind I've wanted to talk to my boss about, but I'm nervous. I don't know how to bring this up. I think that's where the experience and the wisdom of everyone on this call and our other calls That's what you're bringing to this relationship is like, okay, I've been there. You've got this. Here's what we can walk through. Here's what you can practice with me. You know, Sonia can be like, please don't cry in the meeting. And I'll be like, I'm probably going to cry anyway. It's fine. But
So do I, Kristen. I can have a direct conversation, but it's going to be with tears sometimes. It happens.
oh, here. Chuck is validating this. Sonia's direct. I hear that from her employees, of which he used to be one. Lovely. I will wrap up everything here by reminding everyone, as I mentioned at the beginning, our deadline to apply is October 31st, just in time for Halloween, hence my Halloween fun questions. There are a variety of mentors who are part of this program. They are all listed on our website. Oh, look, I even have a fancy banner made ahead of time for this. Joinecology.com has all the information. There's a mentorship program is right on the front there that you can check out. And our mentors are all listed as well, with links to LinkedIn profiles. You can request a specific mentor when you apply to the program. There's no guarantee, of course, because we don't know who's going to be applying. The matches are made based on what your strengths and weaknesses are versus the mentor's strengths, so that they can help coach you through the things that you have identified you want to be coached through. Also based on career trajectory and also growth that you've identified. Sometimes seniority plays a factor as well. Geography typically doesn't. Again, everything we do with this program is virtual, but we are adding a graduation summit at the end of the program this year, which is going to be new and a lot of fun. So all the details are on our website. I am thrilled to have mentors as wonderful as these 4 people on the screen that you see here, as well as the people who've joined us on Monday and Wednesday as well. I cannot wait to see all of the applicants come in for our mentees. I am extremely grateful to all 4 of you and everyone else who has been a part of this. I do not see any other questions coming in. So in the meantime, thank you for taking a Friday afternoon to do this, because Friday afternoons are also not my favorite time to do calls. So thank you all for doing that. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And again, any questions, joinecology.com. Application deadline is the 31st. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.
Thank
Happy
you.
Halloween.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.